Alright, so in my recent video, I demonstrated how to assemble a 12-way distribution board all by yourself. This time, we are going to look at how to incorporate an RCD in the switchboard for your electrical installation needs. Alright, so the use of RCDs in electrical wiring systems is very important, especially for installations associated with TT earthing systems. It is actually mandatory to use RCDs for protection against electric shock. But usually, already manufactured switchboards do not include RCDs. And so, in most jurisdictions, you may have to incorporate the RCD by yourself. And that is what we are going to learn how to do in this video. In the previous video, I specifically said that we will be looking at how to wire a 10-way consumer unit with an RCD incorporated. So this is the RCD we are going to use. This is the switchboard. Actually, I made this switchboard in my previous video. So if you want to know how to make your own switchboard or how to assemble a switchboard from scratch to finish, please, I have shared the video under this very video. So please, you may have to watch to know how to make your own consumer unit. Now, when it comes to the use of RCDs, especially in TT wiring systems, it is very important to protect every circuit with an RCD. And so there are two options to choose from. The first option is that you get individual RCBOs that will protect the individual circuits in the wiring, or you can get an RCD that will protect the whole circuit against any leakage or imbalances. So then, the decision as to whether to use individual RCBOs or to use one RCD to protect all the circuits depends on the economic situation of the client. All right. More often, we include a main RCD to protect the whole circuit because that tends to be cheaper than wiring every circuit with its own RCBO. If you want to know more about RCCBs and RCBOs, I already have well explained videos on those topics, and I have shared all those relevant videos under this particular one. Please, you may have to go through to watch those that are relevant to you. All right. So here we are going to use this single RCD to protect all the circuits we are going to wire to these individual breakers. This RCD can actually protect against fault currents as low as 0.03 amps or 30 milliamps. Because all these breakers are ordinary miniature circuit breakers, we need an RCD that will trip or that will make the circuit go off in case there is a fault current in the wiring that can cause electric shock to the users of the wiring. So let's look at how to do that. All right, so again, for easy wiring, we would have to remove all the breakers on the DIN rail. So first, we would have to remove all these breakers together with the DIN rail to make our wiring very simple. Okay, so the empty box will go aside. Now, we are going to take away two of these breakers. This is 6 amps, and this is 32 amps. Okay, then now we bring the RCBO. But one thing we have to take note of is that with the normal MCB, it is at the discretion of the electrician to choose which of the terminals connect to neutral and which of them connects to live. But with the RCD, there is a terminal that you must connect the live and the neutral. So for instance, with this particular RCD, we would have to connect the neutral here. So either neutral in and then neutral out, or neutral in and then neutral out. And then the other terminal will be for live in, live out, or live in, live out. Okay, so we bring that here. All right, so now this is what is going to happen. Just as we did in the previous video, we will have our input live to the double pull breaker to the right terminal, and then neutral to the left terminal. And then the output live will be here, and then the output neutral will be here. But now that we have this RCD, what we are going to do is that the output from the two-pole breaker will now serve as an input to this RCD. And then we take the output from the RCD, live will link to the inputs of the various breakers, and then neutral will connect to the neutral bar. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. The output of the breaker will go in as an input to the RCD, and then we take the output of the RCD from this side. So live here will link the various breakers, and then neutral here will connect to the neutral terminal block. All right, so let's look at that right away. So we have this for neutral. And that goes to neutral input of the RCD. You don't have to forget that the RCD has terminal markings where you have to connect your neutral and your live. And you have to do your connections exactly according to the markings on the RCD. Then live will also come. So live also connects from here to RCD input here. Okay, so now we take our live inputs to the various breakers from this output terminal of the RCD, and then neutral will be taken from here. Okay, so again, just as we did in the previous video, we would have to link this to all the breakers. Okay, so we have linked the live side. It's left with the neutral side. The neutral side will be done when we transfer all this assembly to the switch box. So let's bring back our switch box, and then we put this one in there. Then we secure it to the box. So we are now taking a connection from the neutral output of the RCD to the neutral terminal block here. Okay, so we bring that neutral here. Then we connect it to the neutral bar here. All right, so here, now we are done with the internal arrangement of the 10-way consumer unit, including an RCD. This RCD now serves as protection against electric shock for the whole wiring. So what happens is that any leakage that happens in any part of this wiring, this RCD will trip and the whole system will go off. That is what we have done now. You know that usually, for example, in domestic wiring, the switchboard controls all the lighting and the power circuits in the wiring. And so what happens with this system is that if there is any fault in the lighting wiring, the whole system goes off, including all the lights and all the sockets. So then, what if we have a system whereby when there is a fault in the lighting circuit, only the lights will go off? And then when there is a fault in the power side, which involves the socket, only the sockets will go off and all the lights will be on. Well, if that sounds more convenient, then it means that we would have to get one RCD for all the breakers that are serving the lighting circuit, and then another RCD for all the power circuits. Okay, so that at least we would have one RCD for the lighting circuit and then one RCD for the power circuit that controls our sockets. Good. So then in my next video, I'll be assembling this switch box with yet another RCD so that one RCD will work for the lighting circuit and then one will work for the power circuit, which is the sockets in the wiring. If you want to learn about that, then don't forget to subscribe and stay connected. And if you find this video useful, please kindly share with your friends so that they can also benefit from it. If you have a comment, please kindly leave it at the comment section. And if you like this video, give a thumb up. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in my next video.